Structure of human eye. In that, different parts you have learned. First one is cornea, iris, pupil, lens, ciliary muscles, then retina, optic nerve, and blind spot. Human eye present in the bony box in front of the brain, covered under the cranium itself. It is protected by the cranium. Again, that inside that there is a three membrane layers are present for the protection of eye. Eye is roughly spherical in shape. It consists of these different parts. So first outermost white bulged part is called as cornea. Most of the refraction takes place through cornea. Here cornea, important part here to remember is most refraction, that is most amount of bending of light takes place through cornea. And also protection to the eye is due to cornea, because cornea along with aqueous humor has a property of stopping or obstructing the foreign particles to enter inside. So this is a jelly-like substance is present in that immediately the foreign particles, bacteria, germs will stick, and they are not allowed, because of stickiness they are not allowed to move in of the eye. So eye will be prevented from the infections, protected from the infection. Then the next part is iris. What is the main function of iris?
Ma'am, it controls the
The pupil.
size of pupil by contraction and relaxation, or
Yes,
it regulates the amount of light entering the eye.
that is pupil. Okay, both iris and pupil work together. Pupil is just a hole between the iris muscles. Iris muscles surrounds the pupil, that hole. So, function of pupil is it get decreased or increased. It is just like a window. So, when more light is entering inside, the sight should be should reduce, and if the dim light is there, at that time the pupil size should be increased. And this function, increasing or decreasing the size of pupil in the bright and dim light, is controlled by iris. Iris muscles relax and control. They are under control of midbrain. In involuntary actions you have learned now. In control and coordination, the involuntary actions are controlled by midbrain. So this involuntary action, this is involuntary. We are not controlling that size of the pupil. We are in. It is not in our will, our hand to control that size. So it is the midbrain is controlling, and then it will give the information to the iris when to increase or when to decrease the size of pupil. According to that, iris will contract the muscles. Iris muscles contract when there is a bright light falls on your eyes, the iris muscles contract and they will shrink the size of pupil, due to which less amount of light will enter the eye. And when there is a dim light, the iris muscles relax, the size of pupil increases, and due to which more number of light rays enter the eye and form the clear picture on the retina. It's clear? Here question can be asked. That is, when you enter a dark room from the bright room, initially you cannot see anything, but after some time you are able to see things clearly, distinctly. Reason?
Ma'am, because the iris adjusts itself to relax and let the maximum amount of light enter.
Yes, it takes some time for the adjustment of the size of pupil by the iris muscles. So there is some time is needed for the movement of iris, the relaxation, and increasing the size of pupil. It will take some time, due to which initially we are not able to see anything, because the size of pupil is very small. But after some time, in some time, iris adjusts itself, so it relaxes, and pupil size of the pupil will increase, and due to which the we are able to see the objects distinctly. Then lens. What's the function of lens here?
Ma'am, it focuses the light rays on retina.
Yes. Refraction takes place through lens and form the image. It forms the image on the retina.
Ma'am, one more thing, ma'am.
Lens.
Iris
Yeah.
consists of color pigments which gives color to the eye, right?
Yes, that is also right one. Ciliary muscles. What's the function of ciliary muscles?
Ma'am, it not
Yeah.
Ma'am, it controls the shape of the islands.
Controls the thickness of eyelids. To adjust what is done for
ma'am, so that you can easily switch between looking at a near object and a far object.
yes, to adjust its focal length. Retina, screen of the eye, consists of rods and cones. Rods and cones are sensitive to light, so they convert information into electrical signals, impulses. Rod converts, sends the information. These are light sensitive cells. We call it as light sensitive cells. So they get activated when the bright light falls or dimness of the image. If the image is brighter, rods uh, gets sensed, that's activated, and they convert the information into electrical signals. Cones are get activated to for the color, different colors, the different cones get activated, and as well as the dimness. If the light is dimmer, so that time only the cones are get activated, and they convert information into electrical signals. Okay. And then optic nerve, converted information will be transferred to brain with the help of optic nerves. And the optic nerve, the place where the optic nerve enters the eye, that place is called blind spot. So any image formed at blind spot cannot be recognized or cannot be seen because it cannot be processed by brain. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Then power of accommodation. Power of accommodation. What do you mean by power of accommodation?
Ability of islands to adjust itself, to adjust its focal length by the action of the ciliary muscle.
So that
Ma'am, to get a clear and sharp image of farther objects.
different position object. You can write it as. So this definition you have to remember power of accommodation, that is ability of islands to adjust its focal length so that we can see different distant objects distinctly. Ability of the eye lens to adjust its focal length so that we can see different distant objects distinctly. This property, this phenomena is called as power of accommodation. Now to see nearby distant objects, what changes has to be done? What changes is done already? We are not doing it.
Ma'am, the ciliary muscles relax to increase the focal length, and the lens becomes thinner and we can see distant objects clearly.
Ciliary muscles relax. First point. Then due to which eye lens
Becomes
becomes thin. Then due to which focal length
increases.
image of object, far point object formed on retina. And to see nearby distant objects, to see near point object, what is done? Ciliary muscles
Contract.
eye lens write down this part. Eye lens become thick. Focal length decreases. Image is formed on retina. This is very important part. Write down properly. Definition of power of accommodation and the changes happen due to it.
Ma'am, done.
Next is defects of eye. So what is the problem actually? Myopia means
Ma'am, a person can see nearby objects clearly but can't see far objects clearly.
yes, can see near point objects but can't see far point objects clearly. So what is actually problem? Far point shifted close to eye,
Ma'am, the excessive curvature of the eye lens.
and that happens caused due to number one, excessive curvature
Ma'am,
of
elongation of
eye.
eyeball.
Here, excessive curvature means what happened? Focal length decreased due to improper relaxation of ciliary muscles. So excessive curvature, that means why the curvature is more? That means it is more thicker. It is not able to become thinner because the ciliary muscles could not relax fully. They are not able to stretch the lens properly. So, excessive curvature of lens, not eye lens. So focal length due to which has to be increased to a maximum value, it is not able to increase. It has decreased due to increased thickness of the eye lens. And the second one is?
Ma'am, elongation of eyeball.
Yes. Elongation of eyeball.
Ma'am, what do you mean by far point shifted close to the eye?
So far point has been shifted. So what is far point actual? In the normal case, what is the far point?
Infinity.
Infinity. And now the person is not able to see infinite distant objects. Why he is not able to see?
Okay, because he has got myopia. Okay.
Not myopia, the reason. What is the reason? That is the ciliary muscles are not working fully. So they are not able to stretch full. So that means they are not able to elongate the lens to a maximum value. That's the reason focal length, which has to be increased to infinity, that is not happening, that is decreased. So that means the far point becomes closer, near about 100-meter distance. So
Okay.
ciliary muscles are able to relax only so that they can change the focal length till 100-meter only. So now infinitely, it was first far point was infinity. Now it has changed to 100 meters. So beyond 100 meters, the person is not able to see because focal length cannot be increased beyond 100 meters. Okay, then 3 diagrams you have to draw for showing the actual eye, defected eye, and the corrected eye. Actual eye you have to show, that is the healthy eye, which do not have the problem, any problem. So in that case, the rays from infinity are reaching and forming on the, I'm not drawing proper diagram. So this is eye lens. It has been connected. So you have to draw this proper, 2 layers and all those, you have to manage it. Here, iris and all those are not supposed to show. It's okay. Only this much part you have to show. Then the rays coming from infinity, they're coming from actual far point. When they are falling on the lens, the image is formed on the retina. So here rays are converging on retina, right? Then this is healthy eye. So defected eye. This is a changed far point. This is a O. This is changed far point. Rays coming from infinity. Rays coming from infinity. They are converging in front of the retina. So here is the image form. There is no this is retina rods, cones. So image cannot be transferred to the brain. Now what happened? But the rays from far point this is the far point in front of the eye. The rays from this, when it is falling on the lens, they are converging on retina. So only the rays from this changed far point, they are converging. So this is a changed far point. Anything beyond O, they are reaching, the image is formed in between lens and the retina. But any object present at O, the rays are so converged at retina. So image is formed properly. But now how this is corrected? So this is myopic eye. Both are myopic eye. This is the actual defect. And this is the thing, that is, this part cannot be seen. This part, any object at O can be seen. So this is actually infinity. The rays are coming from infinite distance beyond O. This is O point. Beyond O, everything is, the image is formed between the retina and the lens. So therefore image is not formed properly. But when object coming from that changed far point, the image is formed on the retina. So therefore the person can see those objects. Now how this defect is corrected?
By using concave lens
By using concave lens. Right?
of suitable power.
So this is the change far point O. The rays which are coming from the here in front of the eye, you have to place a concave lens. So this is changed far point. This one. So rays first coming from this. Sorry, anything from this one. Sorry, the infinity object. Any object coming from the infinity first falls on the concave lens. Its image is formed at changed far point. These rays are coming from infinite object and the image is formed at this changed far point. Now this image will become object for the eye lens. The rays which are coming from this object now will become a image, will become object for the eye lens and then it is converged on retina. So image is formed. So in textbook, this ray and these two rays, they have been mixed, they have made together. So you can draw that also. So here I have drawn one ray the rays from infinity reaching the concave lens, and then the image. So these are reflected rays which are actually moving forward. We have to produce backwards to make the image, form the image. So we have formed the image. Image is formed at this optical center, sorry, this changed power point. Now this object, this image will become object for the lens. So that means from this point, the rays are falling on the eye lens and the rays are converging on retina, and retina is able to see that object. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So draw the three diagrams. Now, first one is not needed. That is for your information I've drawn. Actually, in healthy eye, the rays coming from infinity, they are converging on retina. Problem arise when the rays coming from infinity, they won't form, they won't converge on the retina. So they are converging between the lens and the retina. So therefore, it cannot be processed. So now what is the problem happening? But the eye has a one positive thing, that is change far point from this thing. Any rays are falling on the lens, it can be converged on retina. So that means here only problem beyond O, beyond changed far point. But draw this O very far away. It's don't. I have drawn very close. Make it very here till this point. Means it should be somewhat larger distance. And then the correction by using concave lens of suitable focal length. The focal length is equal to distance between this O and the lens. That is the focal length. Focal length is distance between the lens and the changed far point. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Draw these three diagrams and write the correction part statement.
Ma'am. Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, for the first ray diagram, where is O?
First diagram, it is which? This one.
Yes, ma'am. The first line or the second line?
In between it should be somewhere. Change far point is a distance. It can be anywhere.
Okay, ma'am.
Any one position you can make it mark it.
Will they ask for us to draw these diagrams in the exam?
Yes, without that, no question will be there. Diagrams are needed. 3-mark question is only 1 mark calls, 2 marks diagrams. Sometimes they will ask you all 3 diagrams, and sometimes it is only the correction diagram. But the diagram is there. If myopia or hypermetropia, any one of them is used, the diagram is there. You have to draw the diagram.
How frequently are myopia and hypermetropia question asked?
Every exam.
Oh.
Any one of them will be there.
Ma'am, I can't draw the eye, ma'am.
Draw a circle, and in the front part, make that bulge. That's it.
Ma'am, it's coming like an egg.
Fine.
I
Egg
can't.
means it's not be hand. You draw with a compass.
After that, I'm not able to draw the bulge out part. It's coming like this.
No problem. No somehow. And raise with pencil and scale.
Ma'am, I did it with pen.
In exam, I'm telling.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, is it hyperopia or hypermetropia?
Metropia.
Ma'am, so until these years which we were learning hyperopia, it's not that.
It's always it is hypermetropia.
There was never a hyperopia.
What?
Ma'am, there was never a hyperopia.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I remember learning hyperopia when I was small.
Maybe you have not read the word properly. T was not there. Hypermetropia can see
Long-sightedness.
far point distance, but can't see nearby distance, near point objects. This has happened due to near point shifted away from lens due to
Focal length has increased. Or the eyeball has become small.
focal length increases due to improper relaxation of ciliary muscles. And the second one, shrinking of eyeball. Then the diagrams. This is the near point, actual near point, and this is changed near point, N dash. Now rays from this actual near point, when falls on the lens, they are converging away behind the retina. Here, this is the defect. But from n dash, this is an n dash. But from n dash, if the rays are falling, the image is converging on the retina. Okay, this is n dash, and this is n dash. Change
Ma'am,
near
first
point.
diagram, which is the original near point?
This is n. M is original, 25 centimeter, and this is changed. Now what is happening? So this can be corrected by using convex lens. So you have to draw some thickness, more thicker. At the same position, draw N. This is N dash. And here, convex lens. Rays from this N first falls on this convex lens. These are the incident rays. Image is formed, virtual image is formed at N dash. Okay. So here image is formed. Now this image will become object for eye lens. So now the rays from this, if this is also only the same rays are moving forward. You can extend it. This is not extendable. You can make it like this. So these rays now falls. The rays from this N dash falls on the eye lens and image is formed on the retina. You can manage these two lines with this line. Yeah.
Ma'am, ma'am,
Yes.
The second red line is there, right below.
Yeah.
That from
It comes
the
from ender.
ma'am, ma'am, we should join it from this blue line, right?
Yeah, you can join it. Mine is going outside. So if I will
Oh,
extend here, it is going out of the lens. How I'll go?
okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Next is presbyopia, right?
Yeah. Res myopia. P is silent.
Okay, presbyopia.
Res myopia is a defect due to
Aging.
Ma'am, when the power of
Old age.
accommodation of the eye decreases.
yes, due to aging. Gradual weakening of the eye ciliary muscles causes the defect in old age people that is called as res myopia, and this is purely a old age defect. There's no any other causes. Only the main thing is wear and tear of ciliary muscles due to old age. Ciliary muscles worns out, that is wears out when this one due to aging process. So when they are working for a long duration, any machines will wears out. The same thing, ciliary muscles, any machine we are considering. So ciliary muscles are continuously contracting, relaxing for near about 50 years of age. So after 50 years of age, depending on the health of the person, the ciliary muscles started weakening. So the person will start facing problem in reading and writing, because while reading and writing, the person has to hold the objects, hold the books closer. So due to which, what happens? Here, the person is not able to read and write. That means he will having the problem of hypermetropia. And after some days, we cannot do anything for that one. Only thing that is the specs we can use it. And after some days, again, the problem with the farsightedness also occurs. The person is not able to see far point objects also. So this defect, we call it as res myopia. Res myopia generally starts with hypermetropia. And after some years, both the defect, the person will have the both the defects. And that can be corrected by
Bifocal lenses.
bifocal lenses. That means a person which have both the defects can be corrected by using bifocal lenses, which have both concave as well as convex lenses. Convex lens is used in the lower portion. If this is a part of the lens, so in this one, the lower portion, this full or maybe this much part, is the convex lens is present to correct the hypermetropia, and the remaining portion, the full portion, is made up of concave lens, which is used to see far point distant objects.
I had a doubt.
Yeah.
Why is the larger portion for concave and the smaller one for convex? Why can't it be
While reading and writing, where you look a far distant objects, or where you look a small shorter distance.
down? Yes, shorter.
So that means you are always bending downwards. Your eyes, pupil, you are moving downward.
Okay, yes. Got it.
Okay. Clear? Presbyopia?
Yes, ma'am.
Write down causes, write down cause and the defect, this correction.
Ma'am, cause is a weakening of ciliary muscles and
Due to aging.
okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, causes and correction.
Yeah, causes and correction. Completed?
Ma'am, done.
I'm done.
I'm done.
Okay. The next part is, this is part of the eye, done. Then refraction through prism. So draw the diagram of refraction through prism.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
there's something called astigmatism or something, right, ma'am?
Astigmatism is the person is not able to see the parallel lines properly. The person has a problem, it's moving like this. He can't see these straight lines. He will see like bent like this. Any parallel lines cannot be seen properly. The like, straight lines, he is not able to see the straight lines. So
Okay,
that is
ma'am.
defect, that is corrected by cylindrical lenses.
So, ma'am, is having cylindrical also known as astigmatism?
Yeah, cylindrical lenses are used for correction of that.
No, ma'am, the doctor says that your eyesight is cylindrical. Is that called astigmatism?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, ma'am.
and that is not by any thing. That is on purely hereditary.
Ma'am, purely what?
Hereditary, genetical. So it will be transferred from genes to genes. Person to person it will transfer. Parents, means is the first generation to second generation, it keep on transferring. That will not happen due to any defects in the actual accidental defects are not there. These are the growth related problems. So that happens, that was carried forward by the these one only, earlier generations.
Yeah, it can't be developed.
No, but how the first person got that, I don't know. Maybe mutation due to mutations in the eye.
Ma'am, but it can be developed, ma'am.
And mutations in the eye, serious genetical mutations that has been taken place, then possibilities. That the parents don't have, but due to the formation of the this one zygote, at that time some changes has been done in DNA that might create this. Okay. Cataract is also there. Cataract is eye lens becomes hazy or completely lens becomes translucent. One hazy layer is formed over the lens, or maybe the full lens has become hazy, translucent, turbid. Then that defect we call as cataract, and that too also occur due to old age. And that can be removed the layer by laser surgery. We can remove the layer formed over the lens, or else if it is a full lens has been become turbid, translucent, then the full eye lens is changed, is replaced. So eye replacement, lens replacement surgery has to be done. Okay. Further, refraction through prism. Draw the diagram. This is only diagram is important. Angle of prism A, obliquely the incident ray should incident. This is incident ray at this point of contact. You have to draw the normal. This is angle I. Then it bends towards the normal. So it moves bending somewhat lower. Then at this boundary, again the normal. And it will bend now. It is moving from denser to rarer, so it will bend away from the normal. So this is the reason it bends downwards. The light ray bends downwards. So this is the incident ray. This is refracted ray. And this one is emergent ray. I, this is R1, this is R2, this is E. Angle between the normal and the emergent ray is angle of emergence. Produce incident ray forward and produce emergent ray backwards. Wherever they meet, the angle between them is called as angle of deviation D. D is angle of deviation. Relation I plus B is equal to I plus A plus D. Sorry. A angle of prism, D angle of deviation is equal to I angle of incidence plus angle of emergence. This relation you have to remember.
Are there numericals on this? No, right?
No.
Okay, ma'am.
Diagram is there only. And leveling part, correct leveling part. Then angle of deviation depends on
Angle of incidence.
one is angle of incidence, okay. Second one, second one,
And the angle A.
angle A, okay. And and
Something about wavelength, I guess.
4 factors are there.
Refractive index,
Refractive index.
Refractive index, yes,
wavelength of light.
and wavelength of light. So one is angle of prism. Second one is that it is directly proportional. D is directly proportional to A. Second one, incident angle of incidence. I. So for I, this graph is followed.
Ma'am, in this diagram, where is A, ma'am?
Angle of prism.
Oh, okay.
So for incident ray, as the incident angle increases, angle of incidence increases, the deviation, D, first as it starts from the beginning, so at that time it will keep on decreasing. The angle of deviation keep on decreasing. As you increase the I value, the angle of deviation keep on decreasing. It reaches a minimum value, and after that, when I is increased, the deviation will keep on increasing. Third one, refractive index, N, directly proportional. Deviation, directly proportional to refractive index and inversely proportional to wavelength. More wavelength, lesser deviation, lesser wavelength, more deviation.
Ma'am, what is the wavelength symbol called?
Lambda.
Ma'am?
Lambda, last year you have learned.
Okay.
You have not learned last year?
Ma'am, did we learn?
You learn,
We
ma'am.
did, we did.
In sound chapter.
Sound.
Oh, yeah, we did learn about that.
Sound chapter. V is equal to N lambda. Okay, so we'll stop here. Remaining part, the dispersion, rainbow formation, atmospheric refraction, we'll take on next class, Thursday. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You can leave now.
Thank you, ma'am.
This week test, which I told,